Now, this is gonna be my second time to be back here. The last time I was here was how many years ago? 2 years ago. Can you imagine that? Grabe. Ang bilis po ng oras. Do you agree with me? Ngayon, how many among you are listening to me and watching me for the first time? Taas ang kamay. Alam mo ang speaker natin, may kamukha siyang singer. Don't say that. Oo, kita mo, lumalabas na. Kaya sabi ko sa iyo, hindi ko kamukha sa to. Listen guys, look at that screen. Let's show them the slide. That's me, alright? Memorize the detail. That's me, okay? Now, let's take a look at the picture of Joe Marichan. Next one. Malayo eh. Malayo. Now, what happens when you take a look at the two of us together? Next slide, please. Malayo. Kaya lang mga bata, sabi nila, hindi, yung isang singer ang kamukha niya. Look at my picture again. Next slide. Memorize that one, alright? Memorize that one. Here now is the picture of that other singer. Si Richard, malayo eh. Malayo. Ano ang itsura namin dalawa kapag kami dalawa pinagsama? Let's show them the next slide. See? No. How many among you know Photoshop? Taas ang kamay. Okay. So I was wondering, gamitin natin ng utak natin, ano kaya ang magiging itsura ko kung pagsasama-samahin natin silang tatlo? What's gonna happen to me? How am I gonna look if you're gonna, put all three faces together? Let's let them review the next slide. There's gonna be Richard, me, and Joe. Alam mo, pag pinagsama kaming tatlo, itong magiging itsura ko. Show them, please. There you go. I told you. Thank you. Tama na yan. Thank you. Puro tayo kalokohan. But first of all, I want to thank you for inviting me back. And si Tito ni napaka-persistent and napaka-tiyaga sa Tagalog. Makulit po yan. And he's been communicating me with email, inviting me back. And you guys have to know this. It is very difficult for me to come here because I suffer from motion discomfort. And for me to have land I would rather travel 14 hours to New York rather than to travel 2 hours by land. And nakalimutan ko kasi, ang akala ko from Tacloban coming here, it's only 30 minutes. At ang akala ko, yung daan, diretso lang. Kaya kanina nasa kotse, buti na lang antok ako. Pag-gising ko, umiikot na naman, and then I realized, but you know what? Everything is compensated when I get here. Lahat ng problema nawala. And then, dinala po kami for breakfast this morning, and everything is wrong about this place. I miss the pollution, I miss the traffic and the noise. Saka yung pagkain nyo may problema. Masarap eh. Before I continue, please allow me to introduce to you the one and only love of my life. Sa Pilipinas lang nangyayari yan kapag pinag-usapan yung love, maraming sound effect. My one and only wife, Lilia, can you please stand up so people can hear you? She wasn't with me the last time. Now this is her first time. She loves the place. And, she grew up in a similar environment. Kaya habang tinitignan niya yung mga punong kahoy, the trees, she recognizes all the trees. Alam niya po na for me, all the trees look the same. Everything I planted died. I always introduce Lilia as my one and only treasure. And treasurer as well. I got a question for you. What is the significance of last month? February is what? What is the most significant day within February? 14. What does 14 stands for? Valentine. Girls, let me ask you a question. How many among you were not able to receive flowers? Raise up your hand. Next question. How many among you ladies were able to receive flowers? Raise up your hand. Next question. How many among you ladies sent flowers to yourself? I spent Valentine's Day very sweetly with my one and only love. Yeah, in a seminar. When I was speaking to 900 students who passed the medicine auditorium in UST. Nakalimutan ko ang UST is located very, very near Dangwa, where the flowers would land. So I was stuck for 40 minutes, and I was late. I was late for my talk for about 20 minutes. And then while we were stuck right there in front of the UST gate, I saw a lot of boys and a lot of men bringing flowers all over the place. I saw a lot of pretty girls with big bouquet. Yung mga magaganda, lalaki ng bouquet. Oh, yung mga hindi magaganda, wala. I don't know why. Question. If you were not able to receive flowers and you feel bad about it, there's something seriously wrong with you. You do not get your worth, your joy, and your fulfillment from flowers. Here's my problem. Yung mga lalaking puporma-porma, maraming dalang bulaklak, ang unang pumasok sa isip ko, kayo'y nag-aaral, saan galing yung perang pambili ng mga bulaklak nyo? Kanino nang galing yan? Sa magulang. So, kayo nanliligaw kayo, pero yung magulang mo ang nangangapital? It doesn't make sense, does it? So, the love word is greatly misunderstood. Hindi naintindihan ng Pinoy kung ano yung love. What is love? Love is blind, stupid. Would you like me to teach you what love is? Yes. Love is wishing the best, doing the best, serving the best, giving the best to the object of your love. Let me repeat that. Love is wishing the best, doing the best, serving the best, giving the best to the object of your love. That's why we don't know what love is. That's the reason why you should never say, I love my chocolate cake. Kakainin mo eh. You want to consume it. That's not love. That's the reason why when a loser boy says, if you love me, go to bed with me. That's not love. He wants to consume you. You understand? Would you like that to be our topic for today? Never in any of my seminars will I ever tell my audiences, please have an open mind. I don't want you to have an open mind. Because if your minds are too open, your brains will fall out. I want you to think critically. The problem in our country is that people are not thinking critically. When people do not think, what happens? They mimic, they copy. Cliches are mistaken for nuggets of wisdom. Slogans now become philosophies in life. That's why Filipinos are idle, tamad, ayaw mag-aral, ayaw magbasa, ayaw mag-isip, gaya lang ng gaya. And then the problem is, sana yung mabubuti ang ginagaya. Usually it's the basura that they are imitating. Mabuti pa nga yung mga Koreano sa mga Hapon eh. Hirap na hirap sila sa English. Before they understand something, it has to be interpreted. Ang problema ng Pinoy, wala na tayong filtering system eh. When we watch movies, when we watch television, kung ano yung sinasabi at kinikilos diretso na sa utak at hindi natin kinokopya yung magaganda, ang kinokopya natin lagi yung mga basura. I'll give you one example. SHIT, di ba? Yan is what I'm saying. Nakikita ko yung mga bata nagmumura, FUCKU. Una sa lahat, hindi bagay sa'yo, pandak ka eh. Pangalawa, Pinoy ka, ano bang nangyayari sa'yo? No matter how good our command of the English language is, you and I are kayumanggi, hindi tayo Amerikano. Remember that. Never forget. That is the reason why. Let me share with you a couple of stories. I went on a tour and I gave seminars to our overseas Filipino workers. And I'll never forget what I learned in Paris. I went there thinking that I would be there to teach them lessons. I left the place being taught by them. Number one, their lives are not easy. Do you know that it is not unusual for Filipinos to clean as many as 10, 12, 14 houses in a day? They don't work for one employer just like their Hong Kong counterparts. They work and charge by the hour. Living quarters, 15 square meters. I mean, my pwesto in SM was many times bigger than theirs. Display lang naman yan ng aking produkto nung araw. Do you know how they take a bath? They'll get a plastic palanggana and then they'll stay in the middle and then they bring their tabo. And by the way, wherever Filipinos are, they bring their tabo with them. And then they will slowly and carefully pour water from the top of their head until it reaches the sole of their feet, and being careful not to spill a drop of water on the floor, because if it does, their French employer might give them hell. Many of our young, attractive Filipina workers have been raped, molested, and abused. Some of them filed charges against their employers. They won, but most of them prefer to remain silent because they don't have working papers. Their lives are not easy. But when they get together, they are genuinely happy. That's very strange. One perspective I want you to understand it is this: huwag kang matakot sa adversity. Adversity and challenges and difficulties somehow strengthens us, produces the best out of us, depende naman, syempre, on how you respond. Adversity does not cause weariness. You know what causes weariness? Pleasure does. Today's pleasure is boredom for tomorrow. That's why there are so many losers who will jump from one bed to another, try different experiments, snuff it in, inject it in, pop it in. And then one new experience. Today is a novelty, tomorrow it wears off. Do not be afraid of challenges, adversities, and difficulties, because those are meant to make us stronger.